Biking with Campbell.
Hey, and welcome to Biking with Cam. Today I'm going to talk to you about a new set of handlebars I've bought from my Africa Twin. These are a set of Contour Protapers. They're a YZ high bend. If you know lots about bars, that might mean something to you. Doesn't mean too much to me. They're a very similar bend to a set of 851 Renthols that I was looking at getting. They are approximately 20 millimeters lower than the standard Africa Twin bars, and because they've got less sweep to them, they don't sweep back as much. They're about, at the bar ends, they're probably 50-60 millimeters forward. They'll open up that room between the pegs and the bars, as well as pretty much getting my weight forward a little bit more. Okay, so why am I changing away from the very excellent standard Africa Twin bars? They're a very comfortable bar. I actually really like them. They've really encouraged me to stand up. I'm finding at the moment I'm mostly just commuting, but it's really encouraging me to stand up. I'm finding I'm standing about half the time, which I've never done on any other motorcycle. I did make the decision that I did want to stand more when I got this, to practice those skills and just get used to that feeling of standing. So that's one of the reasons I've been doing it. But the fact is, it's actually really comfortable standing. It's arguably more comfortable standing than it is sitting. I find with the standard bars, and this is one of the reasons that I'm changing them, as I, with my hands on them, I feel like my hands are slightly higher than my shoulders. I feel like I'm sort of reaching up to them, and that's even worse when you've got the seat in the low position. That position's even more exacerbated. It's not very comfortable. I haven't got very good shoulders. And so I just think over a long period of time it'd be really uncomfortable. It's fine for commuting and what have you, but I think it could be better, and that's one of the reasons I'm changing it. The standard bars are excellent if you're just cruising around, if you're doing gravel roads and that's all you're really going to do, and you're just going to cruise down those roads at fairly modest paces. You're not really going to be accelerating hard, you're not really going to be braking that hard, then the standard bars are going to be fine for you. I'm 5'10", so obviously if you're taller, that's going to be different. I have turned the risers around. The risers are slightly offset so that when you spin them, they are slightly further forward, so they pull the bars away a bit, because I just find with most modern adventure bikes, the peg to bar ratio is really tight. I want to have more control over my bike when I'm riding aggressively, when I'm riding assertively, if I'm riding off-road, if I'm riding technical stuff, and I want to open that space up a bit more, so I'm not just right over the top of the bars. I think that's going to give me more leverage. If my feet are further away from my arms, it's just going to be a stronger position. It might be a little bit more exhausting, but I've also found the standard bars to be really, really tiring. As soon as you're on a gravel road, for me, and I'm accelerating hard out of the corners, I'm constantly trying to hang on to the bars, and within a very few minutes I'm just exhausted. My back muscles are exhausted from trying to effectively do upright rows. As well as that, it's not a very safe way to ride, because I'm falling back and I'm losing control. I'm like, that's when you're going to have that moment where you whiskey throttle because your bike's lunging away from you, and you're going to come on that gas and you're just not going to be in control of it. You want to stay on top of it. I'm not going to do a video where I show you guys me, like this is how you change handlebars. There's probably hundreds of videos online about how you change a set of handlebars on a motorbike that'll be a million times better than anything I'm going to do. So what I am going to do is, as I say, I'm going to show you my body position on the bike, before and after, and we'll see if we can see the difference, and after I've used them for a while, I'll tell you how I went with them. Alright, let's get into it. is this any good with these bars on? They definitely moved me in the direction that I thought I would go, and additionally I can still stand really comfortably. I'm a little bit more over the front of the bike, but if I want to, I can still stand up straight and not put any weight on the bars at all. So here I am, standing up fully bolt upright. I've got no weight on the bars at all. I've only got one hand on them. So it's not going to decrease the comfort standing particularly, I don't think. So that's good. And sitting, I just think it's a little bit more of a natural position for me now sitting. I don't feel like I'm reaching up to the bars, which is good, which also means that when I put this seat in its low position, what that means is it won't exacerbate that, because how they were before in the seat in its standard position, I felt like I was reaching up to the bars a little bit. I probably wasn't, but it felt like I was. And when you put the seat in the low position, it felt like you were reaching up to the bars even more, which I didn't like, and it didn't feel very comfortable on my shoulders. So I think this has done the trick. Whether it'll be any better under acceleration, I don't know. I did do a few little tests the other day, just popped a couple of little wheelies standing, and it did feel a little bit better. I feel way more controlled. I feel way more controlled now doing that, but there's no way I could have done that before. With the bars how they were, I mean I could do it, but it was an exercise in terror, because I just felt like I had no control over moving back. But now I feel like I can lock my knees into the back of the seat, back of my knees into the seat where it's coming, I think, and yeah, it does feel better. It's a bit windy for this, I think, but anyway, here we'll do that again. Yeah, I think I've got a lot more control now. I think that's going to be good. If I can stand up wheelie with these bars on and feel more in control, that just means when I'm accelerating out of corners on a gravel road, it's just going to be that much better, because I'm not going to feel that sort of sense that I'm being like thrown back, which is how it was before. I just felt like you're just struggling to hang on to it all the time, which is no good. As I said previously, some of that is probably a lack of technique. Some of it is probably a lack of riding fitness and strength and a bunch of different things, but I think that makes it easier. It definitely feels better. I hope that was useful to somebody. I hope if you're thinking about changing bar position, you don't immediately jump to the conclusion that you need risers. I come from obviously a sport bike background, and yeah, for me, I'm used to being a bit more leant forward. I'm used to clip-ons and that, so I don't want those bars super high. I had very low bars on my Suzuki V-Strom, low, wide, flat, longer bars. I think they were longer as well, and I thought that was good. It was a little bit more exaggerated than this, and it probably wasn't quite as good off-road because you struggled to get that weight off the front wheel, but I think this is a good compromise. Anyway, hope, as I say, hope that was useful, and I'm out.